What's up everyone, it's Ben from the Vinyl Jukebox, and it's been one of those months. I bought a lot of music this month, so it's time for another recent finds video. Before we get started, please be sure to leave a like and a comment below this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of my videos. Alright, so I've got 12 records, 12 CDs, and 6 cassette tapes to show you guys this time around. And I picked these up from, well, first off, Recordstoreday, from my local record stores, Goodwill, some online retailers, some auctions, so a lot of different places. And without further ado, let's get started with the vinyl. So first up, and I have a lot of copies of this record, but I just couldn't pass this up. This is Guns N' Roses, Appetite for Destruction, obviously. But this copy's in the shrink wrap. It's got the hype sticker on it, really cool. And I love this hype sticker because it says that it's featured in the movie The Deadpool, the Clint Eastwood movie that Guns N' Roses, the band, actually makes an appearance in one of the scenes. So really cool. And this is just a super, super clean copy. This is going to replace my other copy of the censored cover, but I was just really happy to pick this up, especially with that hype sticker. I don't have any copies with the hype sticker, so really cool. So from the same store, and that was picked up at Jerosa Records, really great record store in Connecticut, so definitely check that out if you don't know it. But this next one I'm going to kind of cover up just so that YouTube doesn't get mad at me, but this is a really cool Guns N' Roses bootleg here. And I'd never seen this one in person before. I believe it's called and this one was a little difficult to find online. This one is called the Patience bootleg, but it's got some really cool live performances on here from Perkins Palace in 1987, Pacific Amphitheater 1988, CBGB's, the acoustic performance in 87, and the studio, wherever that is, in 1987. The audio quality is kind of on this one, but I can't pass up a Guns N' Roses bootleg ever. And this one has some really cool performances on it, so great pickup. So to continue down the Grateful Dead rabbit hole, I picked up Kingfish. This was Bob Weir's side project during that little Grateful Dead hiatus in the mid-70s. So really cool picking this up, and this one's in the shrink wrap as well and has the hype sticker on there. That one I picked up at Jerosa Records as well. This next one, and I featured this in a recent video where I took you guys to Dark Side Records in Poughkeepsie, New York. But this one I picked up there, Fleetwood Mac. This one is Heroes Are Hard to Find. This is a promo copy. So really cool. I was surprised with this one. It actually wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. This is before the Lindsey Buckingham and Stevie Nicks era, but after the Peter Green era of Fleetwood Mac. But I actually kind of like this one, kind of relaxing, a little more mellow than some of their other stuff. Next one, another one that I picked up at Dark Side Records. This is Deep Purple. This is the House of Blue Light. And this was the second album after the Ian Gillan and Roger Glover reunion in the 80s. Not as good as the first reunion album, but definitely some great songs on that one. I love the song Mad Dog on this one. I also love the song, what's the first song on side 2 here? I also love the song Hard Lovin' Woman. That one's a really good one as well. So cool pickup there from Dark Side Records. Next one, I picked this one up in an auction recently. This is The Small Faces. This is Ogden's Special Nut Gone Celebrated Flake Tobacco. Pink label there. I think this is a first pressing. But just really cool psychedelic British rock from the 60s featuring Steve Marriott on vocals, and he is a monster, as we all know. But this was really cool to pick up, and the cover is in great condition. So awesome stuff. And this one was a throw-in during that auction, and thank you, Rob the Waxed, for throwing this in, but I haven't given this one a listen yet. This looks like another psychedelic album. This one is Folkstone Prism Kenilmus. So I haven't given this one a listen yet, but it looks pretty cool. It looks like some sort of private press reissue. Yeah, private press reissue from recent, you know, from relatively recently, so that one should be cool to listen to. This next one I picked up at Goodwill, and as you guys have seen in previous recent finds videos, I've been having some really good luck at my local Goodwill, and this one is the Young Rascals featuring Good Lovin'. Nice red and purple Atlantic label, so really cool to pick up. This one was in good shape. And another one I picked up at Goodwill, and this one I was very disappointed, but I decided to pick it up anyway. So this is Black Sabbath, Sabbath Bloody Sabbath, and I got very excited when I found this because this is a Vertigo. This is a German press gatefold of the album. But when I took out the record, I found that it was not the right record. It was a Christmas record, Fun Sounds of Christmas. I decided to pick this up though because the cover's in really good condition, so I'm hoping that I might be able to find a copy of the record and maybe a generic sleeve, and I could just swap them out because, you know, this is pretty hard to find. Vertigo label, German press, and the cover is in great condition. I searched all those bins, couldn't find the actual record, so hopefully I can find a replacement down the line. All right, next up, and this one was really cool. I heard about this online that Barnes & Noble was doing this sale. This is Grateful Dead Without a Net. This is a live compilation here, and it's on blue vinyl. This was the Barnes & Noble exclusive. Barnes & Noble was doing a big sale recently of Grateful Dead records, maybe some other records too, and that one picked up for a really good price. That one's normally pretty expensive, so I was happy to pick that one up. And you guys probably saw this in the last video, but I'll just show these again. These were some of my Record Store Day pickups. Have Keith Richards live with the Expensive Winos in 2022, yep. This was for a benefit concert. He performs $9.99. You got the silver, Before They Make Me Run. So really awesome pickup there from Record Store Day. It sounds really great too. All right, this next one, and I know that a lot of people were commenting on my last video saying that they were kind of back and forth on picking this one up. I know that Chance Concert Buddy actually did pick this up, so hopefully he liked it, but this is Neurotic Outsiders Supergroup featuring Steve Jones, Duff McKagan, and Matt Sorum. This is just a killer record, and I'm so happy that they pressed this on vinyl for Record Store Day. I think that this is the sleeper of Record Store Day, and I think a lot of people are going to be disappointed that they didn't pick this one up because this one is just a killer record. And finally, from Record Store Day, I also picked up the Grateful Dead box set. This is Live at the Beacon Theater from June 14th, 1976. This show sounds incredible. The set list is just amazing. Limited to 7,600 copies. It's just a beautiful box, and it's a beautiful concert. My first Grateful Dead box set, and definitely did not disappoint. All right, next up, real quick, I'm going to go through these cassettes that I picked up. Now, I went a little crazy with the auctions recently. Found some really cheap cassettes and some cool titles, so I figured I'd pick them up. This one was really interesting. I'd never seen this before. This is Bill Ward, the drummer from Black Sabbath. Ward won Along the Way. I'd never heard of this one before. I haven't given this one a listen yet, but I just thought it was really cool to find on CD. I know that on cassette, I know the CDs are kind of hard to find, so figured I'd pick that up. Next one, I've been on a bit of an LA Guns kick, and you guys will see why in just a few minutes, but we got LA Guns, Hollywood Vampires on cassette. And these I picked up really cheap, so I didn't even care about the fact that they're cassettes, and I don't listen to cassettes a whole lot. Kiss Revenge, I didn't have a copy of this. Now I do. Oh, there we go. Now I do, so happy about that. Extreme 2 Porno Graffiti, really cool. Happy to pick that one up too. And I have the most recent Extreme album. This is the second Extreme album that I've picked up. Another copy. I have a few. I have this on vinyl and I have this on CD, but I didn't have it on cassette. Izzy Stradlin and the Juju Hounds. Now, I got kind of fooled because on the stream, I thought that this was the hype sticker for this album, but it looks like that somebody swapped out the case. So I'm going to have to swap out the case again because this is not the right hype sticker for this album. But this is just a killer rock and roll album. I think this album's so underrated from Izzy Stradlin and the Juju Hounds. Sounds very reminiscent of the Wallflowers, kind of Bob Dylan-ish, kind of Tom Petty-ish too. And last but not least, this is Lynyrd Skynyrd, What's Your Name? Now, this one stood out to me because I had never seen this cassette with this cover before, and I can't find it on Discogs. I could find it with a different cover. I think it's of the band, but cannot find this cover. Maybe it was banned, maybe it was limited release, but it is an official issue of this, so definitely worth doing a little more research on for sure. All right. Finally, last but not least, we've got these CDs. Now, this one, again, I showed during my last video, well, a couple of videos ago, where I took you guys to Dark Side Records. This is the Grateful Dead live at the closing of Winterland in 1973. No, 1978, I'm sorry. And this is just a killer show, and I love picking up the Grateful Dead on CD because I could just put it into my disc changer and I don't have to worry about it. But this is just killer. I love the first few songs, going from Sugar Mag, opening with Sugar Mag, to Scarlet Begonias, into Fire, into Me and My Uncle. Just a killer opening few songs, and just a killer set in general. Everybody sounds great on this one. This is definitely my favorite period of the Dead for sure. All right, next up. All right, now for some newer releases. This came out a couple weeks ago. This is LA Guns, Leopard Skin. I really like this album. I love what LA Guns have been doing the past few years since their reunion, and this one is a really killer rock and roll album, so really cool on that. This one came out the same day. This is the new Smith Kotzen album. Adrian Smith from Iron Maiden and Richie Kotzen from his solo work. He was also in Poison for a bit, Mr. Big, in the Winery Dogs. But I think that this album from them is so much better than the first one. I think that they have developed a really nice chemistry together since the first album, and this one is definitely a lot more cohesive for sure. Now, these next couple of albums I would have never expected to pick up. Basically what happened was Coheed and Cambria, a famous kind of progressive metal band from the early 2000s. They are from a town not too far from me called Nyack, New York, and Nyack was actually presenting them with the Key to the Village this past Sunday. And I've never seen them before. Kind of liked a few songs, but couldn't get too into them. My friend Eric is a huge super fan of theirs, and he asked me if I wanted to go out to the show. So I went with Sam to the show, and it was just incredible. I mean, they only played like 4 songs, but they just sounded great, and I started listening to them after the show, and it turns out I really like Coheed and Cambria. So I picked up their most recent album that came out a couple weeks ago. And I can never get how this album is supposed to be oriented. I think it's supposed to be that way, but it opens up like vertically. I don't know. But really cool on that. And this one I haven't even opened yet, but this is their second album, In Keeping Secrets of Silent Earth 3. So really excited to give this one a listen. This one has a nice slipcover on it, so it should be really cool. Another recent release, and I have this on vinyl, but I wanted to pick up the CD because this is expanded, has a lot more tracks. This is Jimmy Page and the Black Crowes live at the Greek. This is the deluxe expanded edition that just came out a couple weeks ago. It came out with a little poster in it, so really cool there. New album artwork. Decided not to pick up the vinyl just because I already have it. And the box set was a little expensive, and the CD included everything that the box set included anyway. But just really cool expanded set, 3 discs, and I've been really enjoying listening to that one. Next up, and these next couple of albums I picked up from auctions. This is Damn Yankees, Ted Nugent, and some of the guys from Night Ranger and Styx. Had a little super group in the 90s, so really cool stuff there. This is Aerosmith's Little South of Sanity. Live album, didn't have this one. Live album from the 90s. This one I picked up from Dark Side as well. Forgot to show this one, but this is Jerry Garcia Band, How Sweet It Is. Taken from a live show. Really cool covers on this one. Love Jerry's solo stuff. Next up, this is Rush, Signals. I don't have a lot of Rush in my collection, so I've been trying to add some in, and this one was a good one. Next up, and this was a really cool pickup, this is the Allman Brothers Band, the Fillmore Concerts. This is not the Live at the Fillmore East concert album that is very famous. This is kind of like an expanded edition. What they did was they took outtake tracks from those concerts and put them here. They also could expand it a little bit and make these keep the tracks as they were, the length that they were, just because they're working on the CD format. So these are different versions of the same songs that are on the Fillmore East live album. So really cool pickup there, and this was a really enjoyable listen. Came with a nice booklet in it too, full of great pictures and a great write-up. So I was really happy to pick that one up. And last but not least, and I kind of picked this one up, maybe I might keep it around the house, maybe I might just keep it in the car. Just a best of album, Best of the Doors. I think we've all seen this one. You know, features their big hits on it, but you know, I kind of picked this one up. The case is kind of broken, so I kind of picked this one up just to keep in the car, because you know, I have one of the few cars left with the CD player. All right, everybody, and there you have it. Those were my pickups: 12 vinyl, 12 CDs, 6 cassettes. I think it's time to relax a little bit on the music buying for the next couple of months. Now, that's what I always say, and that rarely ever happens, but we'll see. But definitely some cool new releases coming up, and let me know in the comments below, what have you picked up recently? What were your record store day pickups? What were just your pickups over the last month in general? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear about it. All right, everybody, please be sure to leave a like and a comment below this video if you haven't done so already. Please subscribe to my channel. We are almost at 1,000 subscribers. Have a really cool video coming up for that. And share the video, turn on notifications, all that good stuff. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you next time.